Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Football Takeover. Welcome to X. Welcome our wonderful co-hosts. We'll start with Ali. How you doing, mate?
Yes, I'm very well, thank you. It's been a busy morning already, but I'm looking forward to getting down and breaking down this game.
Yes. G. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good. I watched the game last night in a local pub, so I can't lie. I had a couple bevies, so my head was a little bit sore this morning, but nothing a hot shower and jumping on a podcast with you lads won't fix. So I'm looking forward to the show.
Well, as I've already warned G, I'm still not happy about certain
Oh,
aspects of the
mate,
game.
honestly,
Yeah, and
Ali,
rightly
get
so.
prepared because
Yeah, yeah.
Bobby's coming with some
I
fire this
have to
morning.
be me. I have to be me. Big up to Milia Pierce. Good morning, everyone. Big up to everyone that's watching. Thank you very much. There is a poll as well, so please get involved into your man of the match because there is a new aspect of the show today, which is my player of the match and also unsung heroes of the match as well. They I will be talked about later, so get your votes in. There's three options, I believe. I think it is, if I remember correctly. Let's have a look. Gyökeres, Gabriel, Martinelli, or somebody else. By all means, choose somebody else if you want to. If you want to type in the name as well, that would be great as well, just so I know who you're going for. But yeah, wonderful stuff. Right, obviously, for people that don't know, that was the scoreline. Yes, that was the scoreline. The first half, you never thought that that would happen the second half. I could promise you that. Look, we'll talk about the first half first.
Hmm.
G, what did you make of the first half first? So we'll come to you, Ali, in a minute on your
Um,
Sure.
view of it.
I think, I mean, for me, the game kind of started how I expected it to. I originally went for, quite a cagey, bit of a chess match, and I thought we'd nick it 1-0. So, I think with the first half, I think we were clearly the better side. We came out better. I thought our passing was sharp. I thought the pace of the game was good. We didn't overly create like a lot of clear cut chances, but we had the Eze shot that deflected and hit the bar, which Declan Rice probably should have put away. And there was a couple of half chances in the game, but it it wasn't the best of first halves. And but for me personally, I expected that. You got two good, European sides. And so for me, there's always going to be an element of respect. There's always going to be an element of kind of sussing each other out, seeing where the weakness. What I could see in that first half is we were really kind of probing just to see like where we could find the gaps, where we could maybe exploit any of their weaknesses. And for most of, if not all of the half, um, they stood up, quite well. They defended quite well. They were quite resolute in their approach. They didn't really, in my opinion, have much at all in the first half, if any. I mean, there were a couple times when I felt like they could hit us on the break, but we seemed to cope with it really, really well. So, yeah, it wasn't the most entertaining of first halves, but I expected the entire game to play out like that. That's what I expected. So when the first half concluded, I was a bit like in my head, yeah, I wasn't necessarily disappointed because I genuinely didn't believe that we were gonna blow away Atletico Madrid. Simeone's a top coach. They've got a top squad. So I
Yep.
didn't expect us to go there, or I didn't expect us to play them and absolutely blow them away. So the first half for me wasn't the most entertaining. I feel like we were the better side, but overall played out the way I thought the entire game would play out.
Yeah, apart from me predicted 1-0. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It was going
Mr.
to
One
plan.
Nil.
It was going to plan. But I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining.
Boring, boring
4
Arsenal.
0's better than 1-0, mate.
Ali, what did you make of the first half, mate?
Yeah, I think it will. I back up what G said there, pretty much all of it, to be honest. I think we started very quickly, like we said we needed to. I think we were pinging the ball around at a decent pace. We were probing, like G said. I think obviously the Eze chance, that was, well, I think Oblak would have saved that, to be honest. He was in position to dive for that. Deflection takes it onto the bar. Could Declan Rice, could he have got his foot over the ball a little bit more? He snatched that a little bit, went over the bar. I think we dominated the zones, as they would say in football these days. Um, they went long and we dealt with it. I think that is it Saulath, the striker. We
Yeah.
said on the stream yesterday, if they go long, we'll deal with it. If they try to play through us, we've got the one-on-one defenders, midfielders to deal with that, and we did. Zubamendi got a yellow card a little bit early in the game, but he managed the game well. I thought he played really well. He controlled the game for large parts. I think Declan Rice was poor in the first half by his standards, but he just done enough, and he was solid like the rest of the team, like G said in the first half. And then obviously, I'm sure we'll talk about the second half. That's when the floodgates opened. But it was the opposite of what I expected. In terms of, I expected us to blitz them in the first half and then shut up shop in the second. But it turned out first half was more probing, keep them under control. Maybe we put them into a false sense of security in terms of, oh, is this all Arsenal have got? Because then they came out. Well, we'll go into it, but they came out in the second half with more intent, Atletico. But I think that was due to the way Arsenal played in the first half that allowed them to think that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
We'll get on to the second half in a minute. I did tell you when I don't do the watch along, Arsenal perform pretty well, and we scored plenty
You
goals.
said that yesterday.
I do say this. I'm not
Maybe
joking.
we need to scrap the watch along.
Wait, I was about to say we cannot.
Sometimes I'm semi-tempted because honestly, when I do a watch along, I am bored senseless. But the second half, I was entertained. M was sat there going, "What's happening? We've scored again." Oh, okay. But M wasn't that entertained. But in all fairness, she doesn't like football. Big up to Chris. Yeah, don't worry about that, mate. Honestly, I know I've replied to your teams because he did do them in the comments. So I think you got a 10 and a 9 as well, so you did as well as everyone else did, so well done, Chris. Pick up to TJM. Really good second half. Managed to actually seal the goals for once too. Curse has finally been... You no longer have to stay in the toilet anymore, mate. It's all good. I didn't watch any football last night, just watched movies because we respect when it's not my team. No, well, don't blame you, mate, to be fair. Definitely statement win. Not many teams smash Atletico like that. That is all I've heard all morning from people that I work with across Europe have gone, wow, did you seriously do that? I said, yeah, but then I was Mr. Grumpy like I always am. We'll get onto that little bit in a minute. Big up to Tyrrell Gunner TV, saying big up boys, hope you're doing well. Right, second half. Yeah. I've just before you get on with what you want to say about the second half. So I've got the where we score our goals from in the Champions League, and I did have my moan about the Premier League, and I'm right in what I say. But in the Champions League, we have scored 8 goals now. 6 are from open play, 2 from set pieces. So I think our style of football may suit Champions League football more than it does the Premier League, in my opinion. Just the way that Arteta sets up. I did think we were very good in the second half. First half, I think we tried to blitz him in the first 5-10 minutes. Didn't work. Yep. And then we just went, okay, we'll just keep probing them now and just see what weaknesses they've got. It was very much like a military tactic. You know, you probe the opposition, probe them and just see where the weaknesses lie. And then we attacked them second half, and that delivery from Rice for the first goal was just sublime again. I love him. I love him. I love his right foot. It's just stunning. Anyway, Ali, second half, what did you make of it?
Yeah, so I was with the family. I was at work, but I had family members with me, and I just said, because they were asking, "Oh, Dad, what's the score?" Da, da, da. I said it's 0-0, but we're playing all right. We've just got to keep doing the same things, but just be a little bit more clinical in the final third with our final pass. And then we had a 10-minute spell where we absolutely destroyed them. The first goal came at the right time. Obviously, Alvarez, great play. I think it was on the left-hand side, cuts inside, whacks it at an angle. Raya was beaten, to be honest.
Yep.
Another yard back, and that might have gone in. But you make your own luck. We made him shoot from that distance. We didn't let him get any closer or shoot from any further out. I don't think he would have taken it on. And then I think after the 48th minute, 49th minute, we took over again after their quick start for 5 minutes. Probed them again. Got a foul in a you wouldn't say a dangerous area of the pitch, left hand side, five, 10 yards off the touchline, near Arteta, where Arteta normally stands, a little bit further up maybe. And then it's all about Declan Rice and the delivery, right? And the runs that have been made into the box. Big Gabby, bang, great header into the goal. Oblak gets a hand on it. So it shows how much power he put on the ball. The pace was already on the ball, but to direct it
Yeah.
and to beat Oblak in that situation, I think that was fantastic. I don't think there was too much wrong with Atletico Madrid's defense either in terms of line and shape.
Yeah.
They were all in. They were all together. It wasn't like two back, two forward, and then it's. Do you know what I mean? And then after that, I think the crowd went up a couple of levels in the stadium, and then Arsenal. I do find that we are as a team. We do ride off the fans' emotions.
Yep.
When the fans are up, the boys seem to go up 2, 3 gears. And I think yesterday was the first time this season where we went out of third and went into fourth and touched fifth. I honestly believe we got 7 gears in this team, and we've been playing in second and third all season. But last night, and then obviously Martinelli, Lewis Skelly, what the hell? My lord, this kid. This is why we keep saying that he needs to play in midfield, right?
Right.
He takes the ball from deep. Now people are like, oh, why is Calafiori not playing? Well, we know why. Came extra man into midfield. He probably looked at the side because I think he was about to get subbed off, wasn't he?
Who?
And
Lewis
then
Skelly?
yeah, I think Skelly was about to, and then he went on this mazy run. He's like, sod this. Goes through the midfield, drops a few shoulders, opens his body up. Fantastic ball. And this is what we said yesterday on our stream. Play the ball to the next man so he's making his decision with the first touch or the second touch. Martinelli does not have to take a touch there. Henry-esque, like it
Yeah.
was against Leeds, in that channel, in the same goal, same end, curls it. Oblak again gets a hand on it. I'm thinking, like, how can he's an amazing goalie. Even to get a hand to that. He was diving down to his left. Fantastic finish by Martinelli. And then we also said it'd be nice if we were to win by 2 or 3. It'd be nice to get Gyökeres on the score sheet. Another corner, good build-up play before the corner came. Again,
Yep.
we were talking about that. Corner comes in, Declan Rice, amazing again. And then, 4-0. Gyökeres gets 2 goals. The two Gabriels get goals. Happy days, we move on. Last 20 minutes, we make the subs that we need. And let's get ready for Crystal Palace.
Exactly. That's what I need to see now. G, what did you make of the second half, mate?
Yeah, it was. I was expecting it to be quite similar to the first, if I'm completely honest. But you know, we've had a lot of kind of mention of, like, you know, probing and sussing out the opposition. The thing with, and I got to give him a big shout out. You know, obviously, we've got players that can deliver a special ball,
Yeah.
special. And Declan Rice, obviously, you know, you both mentioned him. But when you have someone like Gabriel, it's an absolute cheat code. There is no way. There's no way you can. There's no way you can even prepare to play against him,
No.
because he's so physically strong. And then the runs he makes and the connections he gets. He's got this almost like unmatched desire, determination to get on the end of these crosses that are coming in. I don't know if I've ever seen it. Definitely not in an Arsenal shirt, for a defender to be so dangerous in those areas. And what it does is it petrifies like opposition defenses. And I mean, that goal was, you know, I was laughing in the pub. I'm like, oh, set piece, you know, set piece Arsenal. But it was beautiful. There's no way you can look at that and not appreciate, you know, that's beautiful football. The delivery is beautiful. The way he connects. You know, he could easily have ballooned that over the bar. He could have hit it directly at the goalkeeper, but he places it perfectly. It's absolutely beautiful goal. That was amazing. And I kind of thought, I'll be honest, at that point, I kind of thought, like, maybe the game would fizzle out a little bit. You know, maybe, you know, what we've seen in the past, we might kind of go with what we've got. Maybe they might actually sit back and think, you know what, oh, we don't want Arsenal to get two, maybe three here. So I kind of expected the game to be a little bit more cagey. But yeah, I was wrong. I mean, you know, as Ali said, Lewis Skelly's run, it just epitomizes why we're so blessed to have him and Calafiori. Because the reality is, Calafiori probably could have done that exact same thing. And we've got two such quality left backs at the moment. It's amazing, and we haven't even seen Hincape yet, which is
Exactly.
crazy. But yeah, the run, the pass, the finish. I actually said in the pub at the same time, you know, Ali's just said Henri-esque. It was an absolutely beautiful finish. Yeah, it was. It was. There was nothing. There was no other way of describing it. It was absolutely beautiful. And then I think at that point, for me, it was game. It was game done. At that
Yeah.
point,
Yeah.
I couldn't see. I can't. I've. I mean, I don't want to, you know, touch wood. I don't want to jinx it, but I can't see many teams getting one, let alone two goals against us in a game this season. So I think at 2-0 for me, I was quite content. Um, I wasn't content at the point where I wanted, you know, Arteta to make wholesale changes, but I was content that at this point we were going to win the game. I felt
Yeah.
confident at 2-0. And then, you know what, for me, we was talking obviously earlier off air about, you know, Gyökeres. For me, the build-up play with both goals was brilliant. The
Hmm.
finishes were a bit meh. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One kind of deflected off, the other one he kind of scored with his hip or his groin or whatever it was,
Yeah.
his thigh. But this is why we've bought a centre forward. We've bought a centre forward because I'm not expecting, you know, Gyökeres to score screamers. I'm not expecting Gyökeres to even score every single game. And I want to give a shout out to Gyökeres because he was an absolute handful the entire game. Like he was causing constant chaos. You could see the Atletico Madrid defenders were so conscious of his presence at all times, and this is why you're seeing the likes of Saka and the likes of Martinelli get so much joy on the wings in
Yeah.
these one-on-one positions. You know, because they're focused on him, and it was just nice that he obviously got on the score sheet with a brace. But those are the goals we've missed.
Yep.
We've always been a team of scoring beautiful goals. That's never been our problem. You know, Saka cutting in and pinging it top bins. We've never had a problem scoring beautiful goals. You
Hmm.
know, I have a chip or, you know, a Martinelli Henry-esque finish. We've seen that. What we haven't seen is those little, you know, 2 yards out, those tap-ins, you know, being in the right place at the right time, you know, taking
Like Van
advantage
Nistelrooy.
of a, you know, taking advantage of a lapse of concentration or a deflection or a second ball, you know, or a rebound. That's what we've missed. And, you know, our hitman was there and he put it away and he got a brace. And I think it was fully deserved. I think he deserved those goals because he absolutely worked his socks off all game. And he's been
Yeah.
working his socks off every game this
Yeah.
season. So yeah, I was very impressed with the second half personally.
Yeah.
I completely got the prediction wrong. The game started how I thought it would start, but it definitely didn't finish how I thought it would at all. So
Hmm.
I personally was very, very impressed. I like the fact that as soon as we got into a commanding position, Arteta started bringing on the other players. I loved
Yeah.
that. As soon as he took
Yeah.
Gabby off, put on Mascara, you know, he started ringing the changes. I was like, yeah, this guy understands. Like, I feel there's been so many times as an Arsenal fan, I thought to myself, what is this geezer doing?
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't sometimes see the rationale in
Hmm.
terms of the things he does, but that made perfect sense because at the end of the day, the game's won,
Yep.
and now we look to Palace, and that's the next test. But yeah, reflection of the second half was, I was impressed. And
Excellent.
I've not been impressed much. Like, even though we're winning and we're top of the league, you know, it is what it is. Like, it's very workmanlike, it's very professional, very kind of dominant. But
Hmm.
let's face it, we all thought this was going to be a tough game. Like,
Yeah.
we were all sitting here predicting 1-0. You know, I mean, Ali did go 3-1, so he probably got the closest to the prediction. But
Yep.
when you actually think about it, nobody, and I mean nobody, because I was sitting in that pub last night and I was sitting with Liverpool fans, United fans, I was sitting with a Burnley fan. There was loads of geezers in there supporting all different teams. And they were all like, they literally, they were all in unison when they said, teams don't blow away Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. So we can look at all the little contexts and say, oh, but there were 2 tap-ins and it was at home. And let's be real, teams don't batter
No,
Atletico Madrid
they
often,
don't.
and that's what we did last night. We absolutely battered them.
We did. It was very nice to
It's their
watch. I have
joint
to be honest.
worst European result
That's it.
in their history,
Oh, bless them.
and it could have been
Um,
more if
it
we
well,
wanted
it could have been. Well, it could have been. They could have had a couple of as well themselves. If we have to
Yeah,
be
they
honest.
could have. Great
Ray
save by
had a,
Rare in the second half as well.
well,
Yeah,
I was about to
Raya
say.
was good. Raya was
Well,
good.
apart from
Made
his
up.
brain fart the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
half.
Apart from
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny. I was like, what?
We're
His
not going
brain
to talk
fart.
about that one. We're not going to talk
No, you know me. I'm Mr. Grumpy for a reason.
fuck, man.
That will bring his rating down, I'm sure.
Well, yes, it will. When I saw 0-0 at half time, I was like, fair enough, Simeone doing... Yeah, look, Simeone is a great coach. I'm never going to hate on him. I think even he was a bit shocked with that result.
He was.
I'm hearing people from La Liga talk to me about certain aspects of it. And yeah, it has shocked Europe because no one thought that it was possible against Atletico Madrid.
It's
Considering
interesting,
a couple of weeks ago...
It's interesting, even in the professional ranks
Yeah.
that you're in, Bobby, that there's shock. Like, for me, I was like... I said this yesterday. This is what I'm expecting every game. Obviously not 4-0, but and walking up like how we done it. But for me, like, pick the right team and just we're gonna win. Like, unless it's some random penalty decision or some brain fart moment like Reyes won and we get punished for it. Arsenal Football Club, we said this in the summer on streams. Get the business done right in the summer, which we've done. Tick that box, Mr.
Nearly.
Andrea Berta, amazing.
Nearly.
Now, left winger.
Yeah.
Now, up to Arteta and his staff and their players to go and execute. Pick the right team for the players to execute. Now we are starting to do that. And from this point forwards, I don't care who we play, whether it's Barcelona, Real Madrid, or anybody else in Europe, we should be smoking these teams. Because in Europe, going back to Bobby's point earlier, the reason we're getting these goals and chances in Europe is because we have less respect. They're going to come at us. They're going to attack us a bit more. They're a little bit more open. They're not sitting in low blocks.
Yeah, European
as
football's
much.
a lot more
In the
open
Premier
than
League,
yeah.
week in, week out, our bread and butter, your Crystal Palaces, your Wolves, Brentford, Man United, etc., Liverpool, City, they're playing deep and trying to play on the break against us.
Yeah.
In Europe, they're like, we're the second best team in Spain. What can they do? We can play them off the park. We can do this. We can do that. We beat Madrid 5-2. So they come with that arrogance of, we don't have to sit in a low block and for 90 minutes. Sparta Prague in our next game. They'll sit in a low block, but they will attack us.
Yeah.
Just like PSV did last season, was it? Or the season before?
Yeah.
Think, oh, we are the Dutch champions. We haven't lost here in years. And then what did we do? It was like 6-0 at their place.
Yeah.
So it's different mentality, different philosophies in Europe. Let's see what happens after this result. Is Europe going to end up playing in deep blocks just like the Premier League do?
Yeah.
Then we'll find out.
Just to make sure that Ali's allowed welcome in this country, it is Slavia Prague that we're playing, not Sparta Prague. They are two different clubs. And I don't want Ali being banned from allowed in that country from saying the wrong team.
Sorry.
Honestly, that is like saying Glasgow and Celtic you're saying the wrong one. Yeah. That's really like just save Ali there.
Bring them on, please do subscribe.
Yeah, well, that's the type of game that I'm interested to see how we perform because they are going to be defensive. They are because it's just a very different kind of team. I'll be honest, I'm not going to try and say it, but the team from Kazakhstan that we've got to play, that's going to be a tough team because they're going to come to the Emirates and they're going to be delighted with a draw. Like they will have a 48-hour party for it. So, yeah. Chris saying saw it 0-0 at half time was fair enough. Yeah. And then 4-0. Like, what the hell happened? Yeah, madness the second half. My neighbours love it when my teams aren't playing at the same time. Love it when it's quiet. I can't imagine that you're too noisy, Chris. Yokeres hate gone quiet. Oh, trust me, there's still some out there. I've seen some stuff this morning.
Funny.
It's quite entertaining. Michael, big up to Michael. Morning all, basking in the glow of that statement win. Outstanding second half. Totally agree. Morning to my brother. Good morning, gents. Big up the chat.
Yes,
no
buddy.
more Champions League watch-alongs, PB. Well, there won't be because I don't do weekday games, and I'll be honest, I'm normally at the finals anyway on work related. So yeah, I wouldn't be. Even if Arsenal were there, I'd be at the actual stadium. So yeah, there won't be watch-alongs, I promise. Haven't seen a Simeone side look so amateur. Same Atletico that won 5-2. Well, this is the thing that has shocked La Liga. A couple of weeks ago, they annihilated Real Madrid 5-2.
Yeah.
That is the statement that we have made. That was only a couple of weeks ago. Bobby has that mentality where he's got everything he wants for breakfast, but still... Yes, of course. And if it's the wrong type of butter as well, I have to have Lurpak. If it's some cheap stuff, or... What is it? What's this? The one with the sunflower on? I can't remember what that's called. It's horrible anyway. So yeah, I am always looking for perfection. I'm sorry. Yeah, just a glorified. Big up to Steve saying just a glorified steak.
Indeed, we are.
Thank you very much, DJ Jackie B. Thank you very much. That is very much appreciated. Big up everyone. What a night indeed it was. Big up to Job 1K. Be at the final apart from when it's City. No, I've been there when City have made finals. I don't enjoy it, I'll be honest, because I have to shake hands with the owner, and me and him do not get on. Utterly buttery, or can't believe it's not butter. I can't remember. No, it's one that you can't buy in the stores. It's always one at like a hotel. I can't remember. It's got a sunflower in it, but I can't think. No, anyway. That's just me. I'm very random. I do apologise, people. Anyway, right, let's talk about stats because I'm not happy about certain aspects. You'll see why shortly. Possession-wise, 52% for Arsenal, 48% for Atletico. Exactly what I expected anyway, because Atletico like to boss games, so they were going to have periods of possession themselves. We had 19 shots, 8 on target. I'm happy with that. 50, if it's 50% of it, I'm more or less happy. They had 11 shots, just the 1 on target. Yes, hitting the crossbar, hitting the woodwork does not count as a shot on target, just so everyone's fully aware. We had 6 big chances, 4 big chances were missed. We only had 3 corners. They had 4. Total shots, 5 were blocked, 1 hit the woodwork, had 16 shots inside the box, 3 outside the box. They had 11, 4 blocked, 1 hit the woodwork. Shots inside the box was 8 and 3 for them. XG, I'm very happy with this. I'm always wanting XG on target above the XG. So ours was 3. Obviously, we scored 4, so that's even better. Their XG, shockingly bad. 0.11 on target compared to their XG of 0.67, so not good for their aspect. But I still thought, I'll be honest, because I don't really like talking about opposition too much on the streams, but I have to be honest, Barrios, who I spoke about yesterday, I was so incredible. I was amazed by that kid. He was really, really good everywhere.
Quality
the
player.
Guy was just everywhere and always getting involved. He's only young as well, and I thought he was brilliant last night. And Amalda that came on, he looked like a good player as well when he came on.
Yeah.
Passing accuracy, as G said very earlier, how good our accuracy was. It was sublime, 90%. I'll take that all day long. So I'm happy with that. Actually, in long ball, 61% for us, which is fantastic. 44 for them, which is good. It's not fantastic, but it's good. Crosses, 20% for us, 22% for them. It's about the same for passes wise. Tackles, they made 21, we made 10. Clearances, they made 29, we made 18. We had 1 keeper save, they had 4. This is the bit that I'm annoyed by it, and I'm sorry, but I will always pipe on about this. Jules is the indicator to me if everything has gone perfect. It hasn't gone perfect. And look, I do think they had aspects where they had spells where I was like, oh, geez, if they keep doing this, they're going to score here. But they didn't, and that's a good thing. But I will still go back to this stat. We didn't win the duels, which means we weren't strong enough in challenges. And I'll be honest, looking at all their players, there's not anyone in that team that I would go, cool, he's a tough cookie. Because there's not really. I'm trying to go through their
Well,
team
yeah,
in
we're
my
a lot
head.
more physical than them, so we should
Yeah,
be.
and there's not like a Dan Burn or Gamares or someone that's physically strong in that team. They're very good. Hanko was, I thought, brilliant. Jimenez was good. The team. I'll be honest. If I was scoring their team, I'd give them pretty much all sevens. Maybe a couple of eights here and there because I thought their players did very well. Oblak had a great game, even
Yeah.
conceded 4. It's one of those weird ones. But yeah, so that's why I'm not happy. Okay, I'm entitled to it. Top performers according to the UEFA stat team that I use, and I do trust them very highly. Gyökeres was a top performer, Gabriel was second, Martinelli was third, Lewis Skelly was fourth, and Raya was fifth. Now this does involve their players as well, they just didn't make the top 5. Also touches, Saliba had 85 touches of the game. Barrios, as I said, he was all over the place. It was absolutely fantastic. I enjoyed watching him last night. He had 79. Rice next was 63. Then it was Timber. Then it was Alvarez with 60. Right. Starting lineup. I think we can all agree that we were happy for once with the starting lineup.
Facts.
Exactly. So we're not even going to talk about it because we're all happy. There was nothing really to talk about. So
For me, the only thing I'll say on that is as long as Eze's in the 10, Eze's in the 10, the rest of the lineup will be absolutely fine.
Glad you brought this because I nearly forgot about talking about this. That was the type of 10 performance I wanted to see from Eze, not the one that we had last weekend. That was not a 10. That was him being an Odegaard, dropping back so deep.
Bobby, do you think that's because he's not used to playing against low blocks yet? Because obviously playing for Crystal Palace is a bit different. They're normally the low block going into space, right?
This is instructions, mate. This is.
Okay.
I know full well who gave the biggest tactical knowledge last night, and it wasn't Arteta. I'll see if I'll just see if you can guess who it might have been. G, who do you reckon it might have been if it wasn't Arteta?
What, in terms of the tactical delivery?
Yep.
To the players?
Yep.
I'll be honest, like I would have just assumed it was always going to be Arteta. Was it the ex-United defender Heinz?
So that's your guess. I'll answer the question in a minute. Ali, who do you reckon it was?
I was going to go for Heinz, but because G's gone for him, I'll go for Mr. Headphones.
Oh, Albert, yeah. No, it was Heinzer. So Heinzer was the man behind last night. He listened a lot more to what he's been seeing from the scouting team that we have, the data team that we have.
Okay.
And he suggested certain things to Arteta. And I don't know if you've seen it, but the celebration, I think it was for the second goal.
Yeah, there was a moment. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
There was a very deliberate moment
Come on,
between
like,
him and
yes,
Arteta,
yes,
as if to say,
yeah.
"Yes, we got it. I told you." Like, yeah.
Yes, there you
It was
go.
very much that moment.
And obviously, they're going to build their relationship doing
And that's
that. 'Cause
amazing.
yes, they're mates, but that's
Yeah.
good. I'm
And
glad
to be
you
honest,
said that, Bobby,
And to be honest,
because he needs his coaching staff. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yes.
and this is what we want. They're a team. They need to like collaboratively work, so that's good. I mean, obviously, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have said that at the same time, but yeah, that's amazing because now you're seeing like they're all contributing. You got the set piece coach who's been doing bits for however long. Now you've got him the other guy coming in and giving kind of tactical, advice. And by all means, that when I saw that reaction, I was like, yeah, that's a very deliberate kind of response to something that has worked on the pitch. So now you said it, I put 2 and 2 together. I can see exactly what you were saying. Yeah.
So this is not me hating on Arteta, by the way. This is something that I said last season where he needs to learn to listen. Like Albert is a very good coach. He's actually managed the club, so he knows what he's talking about. And he wasn't really listening to Albert too much. Carlos, probably one of the most talented coaches out there, which is why he's now got the Parma job. Wasn't listening to him. Doesn't really listen to Miguel. I don't think you really see much of Miguel anymore on the on the seats, to be fair. But he's listening this season, which is much better. Heinzer, honestly, is. I'm surprised. I don't know if he's ever managed, but I'll be surprised if he's not a manager within 5 years.
The thing is, Heinzer's not really a person you don't listen to.
No, he's not.
No.
Well, one for being scared.
Unless it's on the training ground when he's lost the game.
Yeah, he's the kind of geezer like he played football like that as well. Like
Yeah, no
Yes.
nonsense.
he's a bit of a
Yeah.
madman. Do you know what I mean?
Oh
No
God, yeah.
nonsense.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe it wasn't by choice. Maybe Arteta's just thinking, yo,
But the
he's
thing is,
mad,
they
isn't
know
it?
each other as well, don't they, G? They're like they know each other
Yeah, yeah,
personally, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
because they used to
yeah.
play with each other at
Where
PSG.
they've got
Coming
that
through.
trust as well. So yeah, that's good. That's good.
Right, so before we go for the ratings, I'm going to quickly go for the comments so they don't build up too much. Mate, it's an awkward moment. We all know what the underlying storyline is between me and him, but we have to shake hands because unfortunately we work in professional outings sometimes, and we have to shake hands because otherwise there'll be a news story going out saying something. So yes, it's interesting. That's all I will say. I don't like him. I never will. There we go. Simple as. Robbie Savage on Talksport still crying about losing to. I know. The amount of stuff. This happened. Was it Saturday night? Was it
Yes.
Saturday night? And I'm still getting stuff being sent to me about him, and I'm like, one, it doesn't really interest me because that's not my field. But I'm like, seriously, this many days after? Come on, grow up.
Madness.
I agree about winning duels. Thank you. I know you hate the XG, but at least the duels for me is an
No, but no,
important
but
thing.
one thing on that, yeah, and this is what I was saying to you off air was
Yes.
the reason why I find the stats so interesting, and I'm so glad you do them, is because often when I watch the games, it doesn't come across in the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, because I'll be real, when I was watching that game, if somebody had said to me, "Would you say Arsenal won the vast majority of the duels or not?" and I would have said, "I think we did."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why the stats are important, because what the stats will do is the stats will give you a much bigger picture in terms of the context of the game. Because as fans, you watch the game, and sometimes in your analysis, you can kind of like, okay, we won 4-0, we dominated possession. Because I'll be honest, the most stats I look at stats, goals, scoreline is the most important stat for me.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
aside from that, you look at your possession, your shots on target, your corners, you look at those ones. But
Yeah.
those stats are really good and they are really revealing, because ultimately, like you said, if you are a team that's going to want to go on and win the Premier League, Champions League, or compete, for winning all 4 trophies, it's
Yes.
those little,
It is.
little intricate, things
Details.
that matter. Do you know what I mean? And ultimately, let's be honest, that's what Arteta and the team are going to be looking at.
Oh,
They're
God,
going to
yeah.
be looking at that game and they're going to be like, yeah, great lads,
Yep.
amazing, team morale and all of that. But they'll soon get back to the drawing board and be like, okay, well, it was a great performance, but what do we need to work on? They're not going to
Yeah.
they're not going to sit on their hands and go, oh yeah, we beat Atletico Madrid, we're going to crush Crystal Palace. They're
Yeah.
going to be looking at it. They're going to take apart that match and how that played out, and they will be looking at the little intricate details like the jewels. So, yeah, man,
It's spot
I
on.
appreciate the stats. I
Oh,
appreciate
good.
them.
Good. Yeah,
Spot on,
but
G.
this is literally what the whole team will be doing probably later today. They'll enjoy
100%.
a bit of a late
100%.
morning, but they will do it later, and that's what the data team's there for. And I've
100%.
said it, and gee, I know me and you've streamed for a while. I've been saying it for quite a while that he does ignore the data team, but he will be listening this season because he knows full well what we
100%.
are gunning for,
Yeah.
and we are gunning for all 4 trophies. This
Yeah, we
season.
need it, man. We need it.
And,
I
and also,
was
Bobby,
Oh, yes, mate.
that's like you're saying about Arteta and him break it, like just trying to break his mold a little bit and just be a bit more softer in terms
Yes.
of listening.
Yes.
That's only going to improve him as a coach.
Well,
So this-
exactly.
if he doesn't, he's out of a job. So he
Exactly.
needs to listen. He's got the players, he's got the squad, he's got the team behind him now. He's got in the guy, if I'm not mistaken, he wanted Heinz because they're close or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a relationship there from the outside looking in. That's what it looks like. So if he's not going to listen to Gabriel Heinz, he ain't going to listen to nobody.
No,
So,
he doesn't.
it's a
Unfortunately,
blessing.
yeah, because this is the thing. He's never really listened to Albert, and Albert is very knowledgeable.
He is.
There's a reason why he is literally the number 2. But Heinze has done an amazing job. Obviously, it's very helpful that Mikel and Gabriel actually are friends.
Yeah.
So they will obviously go out and talk and drink and whatever, have tapas, God knows whatever.
Yeah.
But it's more helpful, and I have seen Mikel lighten up a little bit this season.
Good.
I'm
so glad you said that.
heard
good, man.
from him
Good to
speak and
hear.
all that kind of stuff. So, But he does know that his job is on the line because Josh doesn't just want, second again. Don't want to be celebrating that. We want a WID trophy.
You want trophies, man.
Exactly.
Want trophies.
Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to say something, but I'm going to hold it back until early next year. It's more my prediction than it is anything else.
Interesting.
If I was picky, I would prefer Lewis Skelly in midfield. Well, I know I said that we wouldn't see Lewis Skelly as left back again. We are not planning this as a long-term thing. For whatever reason, I think this was more Heinze that wanted Lewis Skelly as a left back and going, because I think he feels he's more capable of doing it because he's more of a midfielder, which means, you know, when you have a fullback and you get into the final third, and because he's a fullback, he's not the greatest passer of the ball. Like, they have to be like spot on passes, where Lewis Skelly can do that because he's a midfielder. That's his job. So Heinze felt that it was Lewis Skelly. We are planning on him because what the problem is well, it's not a problem. It's actually a good problem. We're trying to buy another left back. We might do that next summer, and then we've got what's his name, Marcel Washington coming through.
Yes.
We expect him to be a future left back. So Lewis Skelly will be moved into midfield at some point. Now, obviously, we've got some Mendy and Rice. So a couple of seasons that they will start to, well, maybe, I'm going to say Rice, actually. Maybe Zubimendi could last a bit longer. But Rice, a couple of seasons may start dropping off a little bit, may need a bit more rest because of his back. Lewis Skelly will drop in for him. It doesn't mean we won't go and sign another DM because Agumi is very possible for next summer still, but we need that strength in depth anyway. So I've got no issues buying one DM and have Lewis Skelly as drop in there. I have no issues with this, by the way. All the DMs are happy. I'm happy with them.
Do you think you boys we're in a position now where we only need 2-3 players per window going forwards?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Because if we're in that position, then we can spend a bit more in these positions to get the one that we want, if that makes sense.
For me personally, like, I look at this squad right now, and albeit, you know, they stay together, this is the only position I feel like we need a starter in is the left wing position.
Yeah.
So I see a left winger going, I see one coming in, and then for me, it's a case of replacing who leaves. So if a Ben White leaves, you bring in a right back. If a Kai leaves, you bring in a centre forward. And I'm not saying they're going to leave. I'm just giving an example. That's for me where we're at in terms of squad strengthening. This and that's the reason why what Berta did in the summer was so astronomically brilliant, because, like, I feel like he did the job in one window that could have taken maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Because let's not underestimate the fact that, how many players did we sign again? Was it 8?
8.
Yeah.
8 players.
I'm very disappointed with Bobby. He said 9.
I know.
I mean, 8 players.
We're gonna have to mark you down for that, Bobby.
Man. 8 players is no joke.
No,
like, it's not
crazy.
a joke, you know.
And of that caliber, G. Of a caliber.
What I'm saying, man.
So
and even the ones that...
It wasn't Andrea Santos.
No,
it wasn't
and even the ones that we didn't even know much about. Like, because I'll be honest, like, I heard the name Mascara here and there. And that's mainly because I know people that watch La Liga. But I'll be honest, I didn't really watch him. And I thought, okay, cool.
Same.
Young centre-back coming in, like, you know, with a bit of promise. I think he's had like one shaky game, but then other than that, he's been absolutely brilliant. Like, yeah, what Berta did in the summer it's almost like fast-tracked our squad build and moving forward to the other windows. Because I'll be honest, like, if in January or the summer, say Trossard left and we brought in a winger, and that was all we did, and everybody else stayed, I'd be good. I wouldn't even complain. I mean, the window would be quite boring in terms of shows, but as a fan, I wouldn't be bothered because the squad is pretty much complete, in my opinion. Now it's just a case of getting that left winger and replacing or tweaking anybody who departs with incomings, and then we're all good.
Yeah, we've done a big weekly shop, and now we just need to top it up.
That's it. Get your little bread here and there.
Yeah, exactly. That's all we got to do.
100%.
Andrea's done
Make
a
sure
wonderful
we get
job.
the right butter as well, yeah?
Yeah.
exactly. Bit of Norpack or Lurpak, and I'm happy, mate. When
Yes,
Bobby shakes hands with City owner, don't look at him. We don't make eye contact, that's for sure. My XG was high after my like streak, to be
that's
fair.
good, Chris. I like that.
Big up to Gastu, saying big up Bobby. The team is on its way to clicking it. Well, yes, there are games I do question it, but last night was definitely a good one. Red Bull fine for removing tape from Norris, Gridslot, and it's not allowed, but at the same time, McLaren. What? That's a weird one, isn't it?
How are they allowed to remove tape off someone else's car?
That's just weird, isn't it? That's so weird. Anyway, player ratings. G,
Oh, let's go.
I'm gonna start with Raya review, mate. I know it's a tricky one.
Yeah, Rare is a tricky one for me. Because you know what it is, like, I don't like I I'll be honest, like fans go a bit nuts when because I was in the pub and the geezers were going crazy when that happened. And don't get me wrong, like if we had conceded, my reaction might have been a little bit different. But at the same time, mistakes are made. Like I've played football enough, and I played right back, centre back, DM, and I've put a couple of back passes a little too short a couple of times in my playing days. So these things do happen. I'm just glad we weren't punished for it. But I think overall, I think he commanded his box very well. There was a few times, crosses came in. He was competing for players. He came out. He was confident. Which we've not had with previous keepers. I think he pulled off some really, really top saves. There was one. There was one save that I think in the end the ref blew it for an offside or some kind of foul. But if you actually watch it back, he got a really strong hand to it that put it just to the post. So I think despite what he did, I'm still going to give him a solid 7 in my opinion. I think he still had a really good game.
Yep. Ali, you get Timber.
Blimey. This guy is a machine, man. This guy had an ACL injury. He's come back faster, stronger, better. I think he's improving his the offensive side of his game is improving. End of last season, going into this season, he's just carried it on. He knows Ben White's fit again. That's pushing him, I'm sure, a little bit. And yeah, this guy's outstanding. 8, 9, 8 out of 10. Solid, 8.
Okay.
Close to a 9, but yeah, 8.
Okay, cool. G, you get Saliba.
Saliba for me was one of the kind of unsung heroes of the game.
I'll tell you why that's funny in a minute, but yeah, carry on.
Yeah, for me, he was one of the kind of unsung heroes of the game. Sometimes we always look for those like match-winning moments, but sometimes when you don't notice a player in a game, it means because they're just so competent. They're just they just got everything right. And for me, I was watching him quite closely because Gabriel will get the headlines because even when he makes a block, he tells the whole stadium about it. And then he gets the goal, he gets the flick on to I think Gyökeres, and then he gets his own goal as well. So he'll grab the headlines. But for me, I think Saliba was phenomenally good at what he did. So composed, so competent, and so I'm going to give him a 9 in my opinion.
Fair enough. Ali.
Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry. With regards to Saliba, and this goes into Gabriel, I think it was in the first half when Alvarez was running down the left side and they were on the break. Saliba was running back through the centre of the pitch, and then Gabriel was ushering Alvarez to the left.
Yeah.
And then I think Alvarez dropped his shoulder and Gabriel kind of lost him. And then Saliba just came in from behind and blocked. This was at 0-0, by the way, and he blocked the shot. And I think he went out for a corner or something like that. Okay. That again shows what G's saying. They complement one another. They're outstanding football players. But again, goes about his business. His teammate was in a bit of bother when it was 1-to-1 defending, which we have been asking for. Okay, so we can get up the pitch, and then he comes back and recovers like that. That's outstanding, man. Outstanding. And Big Gabby, what can we say? Big Gabby.
A number.
I don't know. Man. I'm trying to think. Am I giving him man the match? Am I giving him a 9 or a 10?
Well, we'll leave man.
We'll leave man in the match to the end. He gets an assist.
Goal. And he's
a leader. He's commanding. He's good in the air. I'm giving him a 9.
Yeah. Okay, cool. G, you get Lewis Skelly then.
Um, I've got to be honest. Like when the lineup came out, it's not like it wasn't like I wasn't like annoyed or anything, but I my preference was Calafiori in this game. That was my preference. But that's nothing against Lewis Skelly. I think he's a phenomenal player. Um, I just thought Atletico Madrid, big European night, and maybe that was my mistake. Probably was. But I thought he played really, really well. He's very clever, Lewis Skelly. You know, I think he was quite lucky to get away without a yellow card when he did that little tug on the Atletico Madrid player. But what that shows me is just his intelligence levels because he knew they were in at that moment. I don't know if you saw it; it was quite early on in the game,
Yeah.
and he knew that Atletico Madrid were going to be in, and he had a little tug, but he did it so subtly the ref didn't even clock. Um,
Like
little
Rodri
moments
was.
like that, and then little moments like that. As a defender myself, when I used to play, those things are just as important as the run and pass to Martinelli. So for that, I'm going to give him a solid 8. I thought defensively and offensively, I think he offered us a lot in last night's game. So solid 8.
Excellent stuff. Ali, you get Zubimendi.
Quality player, showing his class, playing against the Spanish opposition coming from La Liga this summer. I'm going to give him an 8. He got a yellow card early on, but he still was pulling the strings, those vertical passes he was trying to do, control the tempo, and he kept his composure because in a game of this magnitude, you can easily lose your cool, second yellow card, your 10 men, game changes, anything can happen, but solid. He'll be back. He's suspended for the next game,
Yeah.
but he'll be back for Bayern Munich. So again, I should mark him up for that as well. It's an intelligent yellow card. So that's a good suspension to have.
It is. Declan for you, G.
Bit controversial. I don't think it was his best game in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that, G.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Depending on what you say, I agree with what you're about to
Yeah,
say.
I wasn't overly impressed in the first half.
Yeah.
And I wasn't overly impressed with his general performance. I thought he had a solid. And the reason why I say this is because I feel like there were so many standout performances that I feel like his one just wasn't a standout performance. Like the delivery of the free kick was just phenomenal. But I think he had a solid game. I don't think he had an exceptional game. So for me personally, I'm going to give him a 7. But I think that's the beauty of Declan Rice is that he's almost like a guaranteed 7 out of 10 player week in, week out. And there's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, solid 7 for me.
Okay. Ali, you get Eze.
Eze, I think is one of his better performances, as Bobby said earlier, and G, I'm sure I think you mentioned that at some point. I'm gonna give him. I think he was better in the first half than he was in the second. I don't know if you boys agree with me. He's faded a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him because I know how far, what potential he has to get to. I'll give him a 7
Yeah, that's
because I
fair.
feel like there's a lot more to come from him. But that was, as Bobby said earlier, one of his better, if not the best game in a 10 in an Arsenal shirt so far.
Okay. G, you get Saka.
I mean, it's quite uncommon for us to, blow a team away and Saka not really get on the score sheet or have a kind of match-winning, memorable moment. At the same time, what I loved about Saka's game was that he was constantly probing, he was constantly causing an issue. I mean, I lost count how many times he kind of got past his man, or he made a run in and behind, and he got in, and he put in some really decent crosses. So I'm kind of debating between a 7 and an 8. I think he had a solid game, but I think that we could have probably made more of the game he had, because I feel like he beat his man more than enough times, and he put in crosses into the box on more than a few occasions that we probably should have, taken advantage of. So I'm going to give him an 8.
Okay. Martinelli for you, Ali.
Okay, so because obviously Martinelli scored, he puts in the graft.
Yeah.
For me, if she's giving Saka an 8, I have to give Martinelli a 9.
Mm.
In
The
my
thing is,
opinion,
though, the thing is,
the
and
reason.
this is not me
Go on.
debating with you, but the thing is,
No,
out of the
all
two
good.
players, like who would you say had the better game without the goal?
Then obviously, yes, I get what you're
Mm.
saying. I think
Yeah,
Saka, like you said, I agree with that.
yeah,
But then maybe is the ball going down that side a bit more?
yeah. But the
So,
goal was phenomenal.
and again, it's just the moment in
Yeah,
the game, right? Lewis
yeah,
Skelly comes in, Martinelli comes in for Trossard.
mm,
Trossard scored the winner. He's probably expecting him to start this game. He comes in.
yeah,
Both players that have come in have
mm,
had, for me, have had very, very good games.
yeah.
And we did
Facts.
not miss Trossard. We did not miss Calafiori
Mm,
one bit. We've got
mm,
Rice, Eze, and Saka slightly under par, and we're still scoring 4.
mm.
So I think just maybe the season, how it
No,
started, the end of season, I'm going to give him a 9 just because
yeah,
the hard work that he's put in to get to
yeah,
this point, and for him
yeah.
to
And I
start a
said,
big game like this and to deliver like that,
mhm.
I think
He
just
even played.
for,
He even played a part in one of the other goals because he was running down the left. He crossed it in. I don't think it was the
you're
direct
right.
assist. I
It
think it
was
was
a
a Gyökeres
Jokeres,
goal.
yeah.
Yeah, it
Martinelli
was.
flicked
Yeah,
onto
yeah. So
somebody
no,
into
he did.
Jokeres'
He did.
first.
Yeah, he had a
So
good
for
game.
me, I'm going to
Yeah,
give him a 9.
Fair
yeah.
enough. G, you get Jokeres then.
I'm gonna big up my boy Gyökeres. You know, listen,
Come on,
listen. This is the guy, man.
Bane
This
in
is
the
the guy
house.
that I wanted all summer. Like I
Yeah, you
was
did.
over the years. I've been to and fro in with what striker I want. I've changed my mind so many times. And then Bob's, as soon as you told me that Isak wasn't on the shopping list this summer, he was the guy I wanted. And I've been so fed up of seeing all the narratives and all the agendas that's been playing out in on X and in group chats and God knows what. This guy will score goals for Arsenal. He will. It's inevitable. He will score goals, um, and I think he's done really really well since he's come to Arsenal and since he's been in an Arsenal shirt. He hasn't blitzed the Premier League like he blitzed the Portuguese league, but I don't. I think anybody who thought that form was going to translate into the league, I think that was a silly assumption anyway. I didn't expect, him to score the 100 or what goals in how many games in the Premier League. I just didn't expect it. For me, I think Gyökeres had a brilliant game. I think he troubled the defenders all game. He caused a problem. He made runs. He took on players, and he got a brace. It wasn't the most beautiful brace, but for me personally, I actually prefer the fact that he scored those two goals over
Mm.
two screamers, because what it shows me is that this is a centre forward that's in and around the box, in and amongst the defenders, getting in those tap-ins, scoring with whatever part of your body it is. That's what we've needed for so long, because that's what we've not had. So call me biased. I couldn't care less. I'm giving him a 10.
No, fair enough, mate. Fair enough.
Yeah, especially under the pressure that he was under, I guess.
Mate, immense. Like the media, even sections of our own fan base. Even before the match, like when I was watching the thing, Gyökeres hasn't scored in X amount of hours or open play. I'm like,
Oh
oh, just
God,
shut up. Like honestly, like,
it's so
oh
true.
no. Honestly, it was driving me mad because it's like everybody's picking up on it. Like, first of all, it's rivals, isn't it? And then
Yeah.
rivals convince some of our own fan base, so they run their own agendas,
It's too
and
funny.
then you get the football. Then you get the football pundits and the pundits that are rivals as players, and then you get the media outlets, and then you get the commentary, and it's just like no matter where you turn in it, there's Gyökeres slander, but you've got 130 million pound attacking midfielder, over in Merseyside that
He's on
don't look
Ben
like he
10.
can kick a ball. Do you know what I mean? You got Isak, who hasn't exactly hit the ground running, but the narratives are just focused on him. So I think But the one thing that we said, and I think the one thing that came through with this transfer is that he's a mentality monster.
Yeah,
So we've seen that in terms of like the whole transfer saga. We've seen that in terms of the determination of him wanting to play for Arsenal. And he's even said it himself, like he doesn't care about what people say, and you can see it in his play. And he got those 2 goals. And he deserved those 2 goals because he's been under extreme pressure to score goals. One thing I will say though, when he got the first goal, particularly the second goal, did you see almost like the sense of relief on his face?
Yeah.
I saw it.
That shout.
Yeah, I saw it. It's like, he's not shown it. He's not shown his frustration. But in that moment when he scored that second goal in particular, because he didn't even seem that happy about the first, but the second one, it was almost like you saw like the tense and the tension just kind of, just come off of him. So yeah, man, he's getting a 10 for me, man. I don't care.
Yeah.
And
No,
for me, he's a type of striker. He's molded in the sense of centre forwards in the past of a Drogba, Van Nistelrooy.
A throwback.
He's not going to be Aguero, Henry, Suarez.
No.
So I don't get why people think that he's going to just drop inside and cut in. These strikers that I've just mentioned, they score goals and any type of goal. In Portugal, he was scoring the goals that blasting it, top bins, bottom corner, chipping the keeper. He can do all of that. But he's now showing he can get in the box and just tap them in. Get physical. To be fun, one of the jewels that probably does a jewel count, Bobby, because he tackled someone for that first goal. It was more of a block, and then the ball kind of went in. More of a block shot, wasn't it?
Yeah,
the first one. Does that count as winning a jewel, or is that a
Not
shot?
really. That's more of a shot.
I think it'll be a shot. Yeah, I think so.
Fine.
Yeah.
All good.
Right, let's move on to the subs. I'm hogging one of them because I want to talk about him.
Go on.
I'll leave that for a minute. But Mosquera, so Ali, you're going to get Mosquera.
Solid, didn't look out of place. 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Solid. He was only on for 18 minutes.
Yeah.
A standard 5 is just the contribution. You just come on for 3-4 minutes. He played 25 minutes, including injury time, whatever it was. Solid.
Yeah.
And Gabriel gets a rest, which is much needed.
Exactly. Norgard, this is mine. He gets an 8. And you know why he gets an 8? Because he came on and just looked so composed.
Well said, mate.
And this is Christian Norgard, who was playing for Brentford last season. First Champions League night. He literally just slotted in. And I was smiling constantly watching him play. I know he didn't do much and he didn't really get involved in much, but it was just every time he got the ball, he just passed it nice and calmly. Yeah. His instructions were very clear. He is another captain, and I love that. And this is what I like. I like multiple leaders. I still think we've got the wrong captain, but that's a different story. But this guy, I'm so confident with him.
100%.
Okay. So, yeah, he's getting an 8 from me. I'm sorry, guys. But
I agree with you. Nothing to be sorry about.
I completely agree. And the joke, just to kind of reinforce what you're saying, last night, that was the moment or moments he was exactly bought for.
Yeah.
Facts.
Exactly. He wasn't bought to start. He wasn't bought to come in and, grab the headlines. He was bought to bring him on, like for like, and slot in and just get a job done, and so I completely agree. He deserves a little shout out like that. So yeah, big up, Bobs.
Ethan, for you, G.
I don't know. I feel like he came on again. I feel like he slotted in. He didn't really look out of place. I think he had a couple of moments. Yeah. He had a couple of moments where it looked as though he could have got an assist or he could have got a goal. So yeah, I mean, I think with this performance, I've got to take into context his age. I've got to take into context the fact that he's not actually playing regular football. When I say regular, I mean starting. So he could have easily kind of come on and just kind of got a little bit lost with the kind of atmosphere. The game's already won, a little bit lackluster, but he wasn't. So I'm going to give him a 7. I thought he came on, and I felt like he felt like he had a bit of a point to prove.
Yeah.
And I feel like every time he plays, obviously, as he should, and I know it might sound stupid, but I feel like he wants to impress. I feel like he seizes every opportunity, and I think he did the same yesterday. I think he came on, and I think he was a little bright spark at a time where we could have just kind of, fizzled out towards the end of the game.
Yeah, no, I agree. Right, so the next 2 came on. They didn't come on for long enough for me to score them. Ben White came on for Timber, obviously resting Timber, no issues. And Marino came on for Gyökeres. Again, no issues. I've got no issues with this kind of stuff. So, yeah.
100%.
And before I move on to the next part, which is where we talk about man of the match and my unsung heroes of the match, I just want to quickly go through the comments because they are quite funny because I've been reading them as they've been going along. Right. So, obviously, Chris is talking about F1, which is absolutely fine because we all have F1 on anyway. So, the yellow tape that's on the white grid is where your front tyres need to be. So they removed that. That's a bit unfair, isn't it? Because the driver won't know. That's a bit weird. I'll be honest, as much as I hate him, I would actually put him as the favourite to win as well, just because of the way that the races are going at the moment. Max seems to be unstoppable, which annoys me. So I do agree. Yeah, I still think Piastri has the best chance out of all three, but Max, is definitely running up very, very fast at the moment. Totally agree. If Piastri starts racing Norris and his own team orders, 100% agree. I'm not destroying Ferrari because they do this every year, like Man United this year is year nonsense. Positive for Piastri. Yes, exactly. And that's why I have hope with Piastri, because Mark Webber is his manager, and I think that guy is very clever and a good guy to have. Hang on. Oh, jeez. Chris doing what Chris does really well here. Isaac is to blame for not performing. He was stuck in cupboard like Anne Frank for the whole summer. No content.
Oh,
no
my God.
Oh, my God. His analogies are incredible.
That is crazy to say that, man.
Honestly, his analogies are mental.
Oh my God.
Chris is I'm very thankful I met him. That's all I'll say. Look, Zach Brown is a look. I like listening to him, but I do think that he needs to stop this kind of happy campfire stuff. He needs to pick a driver, back him, because this letting them race is going to backfire, and it has backfired in my opinion. Should have kept Ricciardo perfect number 2. Exactly. You have to have a perfect number 2, someone that's willing to be a number 2. Norris and Piastri are fighting, and that's not good for a team. I don't always agree with like having Tsunoda and Verstappen, that kind of gap between the two. But you need to have 2 drivers that are just willing to work together, like a Bottas and Hamilton type relationship, where they're willing to fight, but also help one another when needed. Anyway, have I ended the poll? So I've ended the poll now, and everyone's gone for somebody else. So not Jokeres, not Gabriel, not Martinelli. Now I'm wondering if people are very much going on to my theory, which definitely not G's theory. So just in one word, G and Ali, your man of the match is.
Oh.
We'll start with G first.
That's a tough one.
Jokeres,
fair enough. Ali.
Gabriel. Big Gabby.
Okay, interesting.
that was the two I was debating with. Yeah.
This will interest people because I already know his score for this guy, but mine is actually Declan Rice. I actually was very impressed with him. Now, obviously, I have stats to help me. Obviously, this helps me. I was impressed with his performance. That delivery, I know Ali said it was in a position where it's not a threatening position from a free kick, but I'll be honest, anywhere in the offensive field.
Oh, 100%. That's what I meant.
It's
that's Declan Rice.
Especially with Declan.
His passing accuracy in the game last night was 98%. He only got one pass wrong. That's the kind of stuff that is important to me. That's what I go. Yeah, that's beautiful. I love passing accuracy. I know it's really sad and it's really pathetic. I need to get a life, but it's stuff that I love watching, and I love beautiful passing. I was well known for always. I don't know if you've ever seen David Beckham. He was well known for getting balls into bins and all that kind of stuff. I was doing that when I was a kid as well, and that was my passing is ridiculously good. I don't know how, but I was always something that I was perfect with passing. But he's also created 2 chances and created 2 big chances last night. So he did have a really good game, in my opinion. That's why I'm giving the man of the match.
First half,
definitely. I think definitely went under the radar for me.
Obviously, and that's fine. But
I've got
obviously,
some time today, so I might actually watch it back.
And obviously, without the
Definitely went under the
stats,
radar.
without the stats for you, G, without me telling you we lost the duels, you wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
Right?
No, not at all.
And that's why I do what I do and why I am the way that I am, because I look at the bigger picture. Don't get me wrong. I celebrated the 4-0 win. I didn't go to bed that easily last night because my heart rate was up because I was happy. But I do look at the little bits and bobs because they're the important things that go on for the whole season.
Absolutely.
And unsung heroes, no one's surprised by this. Sleever and Gabriel.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Look, and in all fairness, I could probably put like a 9 players up here quite easily because I was really impressed with them. And as I said, no one had a bad game, which I'll be honest, isn't very often with Arsenal. Like, we had a good win against, who did we play at the weekend? Fulham. And the person that scored the winner was the person that I personally would have whipped off at half time because he was awful.
Yes, thanks. Well said.
It's just mad. It sucks. It's honestly so funny. So yeah, we've got everyone's man of the match. Yep. So my unsung heroes is obviously Saliba and Gabriel because they were just phenomenal together last night. I just loved them.
They just neutralise everything, don't they?
Well, this is the thing because there was Alvarez was a big threat last night. Really big
quality
threat.
player. Would love him at Arsenal.
What I will say about the Atletico players, they really need to sort their hair out. Did you see Griezmann? What on earth was that?
Mate.
Half mullet, half just an absolute mess. Honestly, I don't know what the hell was going on.
That was a talking
That summed up their second half
point
performance
in the pub last night for about 5-10 minutes.
I'm not
Talking
surprised.
about how awful his hair looked.
Now I know why he normally wears a hairband, but my God,
real.
that was awful.
Yeah, I don't
What
know.
on earth was that?
All the money in the world, and that's the haircut you choose, eh?
He doesn't seriously go to hairdressers and can I look like a mix between a poodle and I don't know what else, to be fair, because the mullet I kind of got because a lot of people are going in for the mullets.
Yeah.
But it was just an untidy hair, and I was like,
I don't know what it was.
The man's mega rich. Anyway, sorry. My little mini rant of hair. That was such a weird. And Alvarez, he needs his haircut because it doesn't look good on him, that hairstyle. Which is what will lead me into Griezmann, to be fair. Right. Arteta, big up to Dermot as well that's watching. Appreciate the watch, mate. Hope you're doing well. You've got you've got. This is quite funny, actually, Dermot. I've just realised because you're playing my French team tonight, Monaco. Because he's a Celtic fan and I'm a Rangers fan. He supports Tottenham. I'm an Arsenal fan. We don't have a lot. We clash quite a lot. I've realised this. But anyway, right. Mikel rating. I'd never partake in this because it's always seems to be a bias for me. So G, I'll let you rate and then I'll let Ali rate because it's quite interesting.
I can't really fault him, man. I mean, I had my concerns going into the game in terms of the lineup he picked, but he got the lineup spot on. I feel like we started the game exactly how we should have. And ultimately, given the context of what you said in terms of him being more open-minded and listening to his coaching team, and then the much-needed subs at the end of the game, which I think were absolutely at the right moments and the right players. So I'm going to be honest, I can't really see why I wouldn't give him a 10, in my opinion. With the added context and what I saw, I thought his in-game management was really, really good. So yeah, I'm going to give him a 10. I think he got it spot on. If he didn't, I'd like to know why, because I can't really see where he went wrong, to be honest. So if I'm going to big up the players, I'm going to big up him. So yeah, 10 for me.
Okay. Ali?
Yeah, I'm just going to back up everything that G's just said there. That come to mind for me. 10 out of 10. In isolation in this game, 10 out of 10.
Fair enough.
I've got nothing more to add to what G said. Spot on, same thing.
Fair enough. And I have kind of nearly wrapped it up in time for Ali because I know he did 11:30 for me. And I've tried to do it my best. The teachers were saying where I was going, so that early night traffic's too busy. Wasn't. Food and drink was worse that I ever tasted. Worse than hospital food. Lucky I went to Chippy over the road. Mate, you can't beat a good Chippy, I'll be honest. Yeah, to be honest, I'm a bit sad for Dyer. That's the only bit I don't like about Monaco. We've got Eric Dyer. Yeah, not said about that. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. My Rangers are doing me in as well. Danny Roll is now the manager. God knows how he's got that. But anyway, right. trying to think what I'm doing. Saturday is the Crystal Palace preview. Then there'll be a watch along and a reaction on the same day as well. So I can wrap that up because obviously we've got Brighton next week. I think from what I know of my schedule, the preview will be early, like at 10 o'clock next week, but the reaction will be at 6:45 in the evening because I think my schedule was a little bit, even though it's half term, my schedule hasn't unfortunately matched. My secretary hasn't been able to move certain things, unfortunately. So yeah, I think it's going to be a kind of a mixed bag next week, but there will still be a preview and a a reaction for the Brighton game. And yeah, so that was all really good. But guys, really appreciate you coming on as always. I know what Ali's going to do, but I'll still do it because I like it. What? Where can they find you, my friend?
Oh, plenty. Yeah, of course. We got to do this. We got to plug our own channel. So at Football Takeover on YouTube, X, TikTok, and Instagram the handle is Football TK Over. Please do like, subscribe, comment, share, and let's grow this community. We're here for the long term. It's going to be a good journey. So join us from the start if you can.
Thank you very much. G, where can they find you apart from the Caribbean?
Come on, he's still in Jamaica.
Nah, it's all good, man. It's all good. Yeah, no, you know what? Big up all the watchers on YouTube, and obviously X. The support's amazing. The channel's growing slowly but surely. So yeah, subscribe to the channel, like the channel. More importantly, let your friends, your family, your partners, your neighbors, whoever you need to, let them know that the Football Takeover has arrived. We're here. We're going to be bringing regular content. So appreciate your support, and obviously appreciate your support moving forward. So yeah, subscribe to the channel, like the channel, comment, tell your people. If you want to interact with me, I've not been interacting too much on X because my hands full at the moment with some issues and stuff. Half term, got a bit of marking to do in that. But you will, if you want to interact with me, then X is the place. G Talks Arsenal, which is my handle on the screen. And remember, if you want to be part of our ongoing and growing Discord, because we've got rid of the Football Takeover WhatsApp group per se, because it was just so hard to manage in terms of different discussion points. We are on Discord. We've got about 115 Arsenal fans on there from all over the world. So if you want to be part of that Discord, all you've got to do is go to G Talks Arsenal on X, drop me a DM, and then I will send you a link, and then you can be part of that Discord where there is literally discussions and chat about everything from Loan Watch to to a Gyökeres chat, to a Eze chat, to a match day chat, to an injury update chat. I mean, you name it, we've got it. And if we don't have it, we can create it. So yeah, big up to all the watchers. Thanks for the support, and you know where to find us.
Exactly. Big up to Angie, who I know has been doing wonders on our Discord. Yes. And I will also say that she is a big Gyökeres fan, so she was the one.
She is. That's the reason why we have that chat.
See, I will give her a nice compliment, but also be honest.
As soon as you scored, she wrote, "Hubby." Oh, yes,
but brilliant.
But guys, I will see you on Saturday night for the Crystal Palace preview. So I'm looking forward to that. Guys, I'm out of here. Speak to you later. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Peace.